All right, if you want this video to really offer you value, I'm serious. Just take a piece of paper, take a piece of pen, or your laptop, or a device that you generally write notes, and listen to this video. Take down the questions. You'll have to press start, stop, stop, every time. And I really want you to reflect on them and take your time to answer them. The video will be short, but what you do after the video will either make or break your next year, 2025. And this is not one of those motivational bullshit, stuff that you normally read online. This is what I actually ask my clients, and when I spend time with them. So I thought, why not give you guys the value? Okay. And yes, the reason why I've not written them down and I don't want you to write them down is because those who are serious will take the trouble of writing it down. Those who don't care a damn, they'll always look for shortcuts, copy paste, or okay, what are the questions? No. I'm only looking for people who are very serious, who will take the trouble of writing these questions down, and don't share it because I'll delete it. Don't put it under the comments. But this is for you. Okay, I'm serious about this. Okay, let's start. Question number 1. What were the most important lessons that I have learned in 2024, and how can I apply them in 2025? I'll say it again. What were the most important or significant lessons I learned in 2024, and how can I apply them in 2025? That's question number 1. Question number 2. What are my core values? What are my core values? The do's and don'ts, the yes and no's, the likes, the dislikes. You have to define you. Okay? And how am I living them? Am I being true to my values, or am I not being true to my values? Okay? So you'll have to do a little bit of soul searching for this. So, what are my core values? What are my do's, don'ts, likes, dislikes? And am I truly living in sync with my values? If yes, very good. How can you make it better? If not, why not, and how you can make the change? That is question number 2. Question number 3. What habits or behaviors, what habits or behaviors are holding me back from reaching my full potential? They can also be factors outside yourself. Is it friends, family, relationships, job, environment, whatever. So, what habits or behaviors are holding me back from reaching my true potential? So, internally, and then externally, what about friends, family, environment, external factors? Okay, that is question number 3. Question number 4. How have I grown emotionally? Number 1. Mentally. Number 2. Number 3 is, if you believe spiritually, fine, spiritually. And number 4, physically. Okay, so take all 4. How have I grown emotionally, mentally, spiritually, physically? And you have to be very, very specific. Don't say, I've become better. What is better? For example, physically, I have lost 5 kilos. I have gained 5 kilos. I have a 36-inch waist. Now I have 34. Okay, so, I can bench press, or I can do 20 push-ups. Now I can do 25. Now, emotionally, it'll be very hard to measure it. Maybe you can ask yourself, I was in this relationship. Now I'm not in this relationship. So does it save you time, effort, energy, peace of mind? So try to give it a number. So mentally, how have you grown? Are you reading more books, less books, more podcasts, less podcasts? Try to give it a number. So how have I grown emotionally, mentally, spiritually, and physically? Number 5. What kind of person do I want to become in 2025? And what steps will help me get there? So, number 5 is, what kind of person do I want to be in the year 2025? And what steps will help me get there? For that, you have to define yourself very, very clearly, very specifically, break it down. If you can financially, break it down, physically, break it down in terms of how many contacts you meet per week, how many meetings you go for, or how much money you're making. So define it in your way, very, very specifically. Remember, numbers. The more specific it is, the more numbers you write, the better it is. And I'll give you another additional tip. If you can have a black diary, a black book, you can get it online. Some are expensive, some are overpriced, some are really cheap. You can go to a stationery. I call it the black book of, the black book of ideas, or the black book of your soul, or whatever you want to call it. It should only be for you and your eyes only. Keep it with a pen. There are some pen holders, and use this only to reflect, to write, to generate ideas. The black book. Okay? It comes with a nice leather bound cover. Okay, next one. Are my relationships enriching my life, or are they draining my energy, or are they putting me in a comfort zone? How can I improve them, or how can I let go of them? Question number 6. Are my relationships enriching my life, or are they destroying or draining my life? How can I improve on them, or how can I let go of them? Question number 7. Have I shown love, appreciation, and gratitude to the people who really matter to me? You can now this particular question, you can use it for business purpose, so that it can increase your business. Selfish reasons, I do something for you, you do something for me. I scratch your back, you scratch my back. Or it can be selfless. People like your mentors, people like your parents, people like your teachers, people like your spouse, your children. Okay? So how have I shown love, appreciation, and gratitude to the people I care about in this year and the next year? And the reason for this is, don't take people for granted, or you might lose them. Next one, question number 8. What relationships do I need more of? What relationships need nurturing? What relationships need mending or repairing in 2025? Okay. Question number 8 is, what relationships I need more of? What require nurturing? What require mending? Okay, for 2025. Mending means, let's say you had a fight, you had a misunderstanding. Is it really important to you? Then get it sorted out. Throw your ego out, get it sorted out. Nurturing, maybe you need to get closer to your spouse, your parents, your boss, your lover. Okay. And maybe there is a relationship in your life that is non-existent. Maybe you don't have a spouse, a girlfriend, a boyfriend, a true friend. Maybe you can start targeting that. Question number 9. How do I handle conflicts and problems? What can I do better to communicate it both to myself and to the world? This is a good question. Huh? How do I handle conflicts and problems? Some people, when they get stressed, they get all worked up. Some people, when they get under pressure, they completely lock down, they shut down. Then there are some people like me. If I get pressure, I become like a Godzilla, better, like a Hulk. I become much better. So how do you handle conflicts and problems? That doesn't mean if your back is against the wall, only then you perform. So you take it easy and wait for your back to go against the wall. Don't be overly confident. And the second part of this question is, how can I communicate it both to myself and to others? Because remember, how you communicate it to yourself matters. Like, for example, if you say, oh, I'm finished, oh, I can't do anything, oh, why this happens to me, oh, God doesn't love me, or life is unfair. Either you can communicate all those sad thoughts, or you can say, bring it on, bring it on. Okay, you put me down, son of a bitch, I'm not going to let go of you. I'll not give up. Like Rocky, in the movie Rocky. I didn't hear any bell. One more round, I didn't hear any bell, Fall down 9, get up 10. That kind of thing. So how do I handle conflicts and problems? And what can I do to communicate it to myself And yes, remember, you're dealing with the people, you're dealing with the world. You have to deal with them in order to make business, relationship growth. So, how do you communicate? Are you always depressed, sad? Do people, are they able to read you? Or do people look up to you for inspiration and they say, that guy is a one tough son of a bitch? Okay. Question number 10. What are the new contacts, connections, communities that you need to make or explore in 2025? Very straightforward. What are the contacts, connections, and communities that you need to connect with and explore in 2025? Then, next one. Question number 11. Does my work align with my passion, my purpose, what I believe, and what I stand for? Or am I just going through the motions, the rat race? Very powerful, life changing question. Does my work, because 8 hours you sleep, 8 hours do other things, then 8 hours you go to work. Actually, we spend the majority of our day working. Is your work meaningful? Does it make you happy? Does it give you meaning? Does it give you purpose? Or are you just wasting your life? You're like, oh, I'm a victim, I can't do anything, I'm just going to work here and rest of my life work under this stinky boss, work in this stupid organization, work for this dumbass salary just because it pays my bills? Or is there more to your life than just this bullshit? Like, I had asked this thought-provoking question. Is this it? Is this just my life? That's it? Just work for this, get a salary, money come here, pay the bills, then again work, money come here, pay the bills. That's it? So what are you going to work for 30 until your age of 60, 70, and then retire, sit in an old age home and wait to die? So does my work align with my passion, my purpose, what I truly believe and stand for? Or am I just going through motions? Now, I know it's very easy for me to say this. I'm not expecting you to quit and resign from your job and tell your boss, fuck you, I'm going to go for my passion, purpose. I'm going to be a painter, singer. I'm going to be an actor. I'm going to be a WWE superstar. No, use common sense here and try to find work that gives meaning. And the greatest gift you can give yourself is when you work for yourself, your brand, and you position yourself as an industry expert. And that is where you can call the shots and charge more money. Okay, I've spoken about this many times, but it takes a little bit of courage. Number 12, what skills or knowledge or expertise that I can acquire in 2025 that will advance my career and help me open up new doors? Okay, so what skills do you need? You need to learn something new. You need to brush up your skills. What knowledge? What do you have to read more, learn more, go for a training program, network with, maybe get a mentor, maybe get a coach? What expertise do you need? Maybe you have been putting it off for a long time. And if you have that, it can really help you. It can be anything, whether blockchain technology, AI, it can be e-commerce store, it can be even something as silly as typing. Maybe instead of wasting time typing, you improve on your typing speed. Maybe it can be how you communicate. This year you learn, or maybe your fashion sense, whatever it is. And that skill, knowledge, expertise, if you do it in 2025, will help you advance. Because end of the day, we spend a whole day working. Instead of whatever salary you're getting, why not get double? There are people getting double the salary. Why not you? Okay. Salary or money that you make. Number 13. What's my definition of success? What's my definition of happiness? And has it evolved the last year? Okay. Last year, let's say, for example, I wanted to earn 237 US dollars per hour and $500 per day, for example. Just giving you an example. And that kept me happy. That was definition of success. So this year, can it be, okay, I'll charge $500 an hour. I'm just saying $500. And I want to make $1,000 per day. Does that make me happy? Do I feel more successful? Or is it like me pushing the envelope? Oh, it's just money. And because sometimes, remember, it's not just about money and numbers. It's not about, I'll earn more money and more and more, and that heuristic treadmill. Sometimes you need to find what really keeps you happy. Because I know a lot of people who earn very good salary, good position, miserable boss, terrible company, stressful work, and they just They just, some of them, like, they literally open up and tell me, I just want to die, man. I don't know. This is not life. So it's not always more. It's, that's why I said success and happiness. Be happy. Okay. Find out what is success for you. Yes, you need money to pay your bills, but find out a way to be happy, because end of the day, we have only one life. So think about it. Number 14, am I making a meaningful impact in the story of my life, personally and professionally? This one is rather deep. It can be confusing. Am I making a meaningful impact? Like I told you, we're going to all die one day. We don't know when we're going to die. Okay, you can go for a holiday and get hit by a truck or something. Um, I had given you the news. Indian tourist came here, take a photograph near the waterfalls, slipped and fell. Another guy, bike got smashed by a cement truck. Third one, he went to one of those full moon parties. Someone had a knife, jabbed him. Anything can happen. I'm not saying it's going to happen. See that plane that crashed in Kazakhstan. You think they planned out? They knew that they're going to die. So just understand that we don't know when we are going to die. I don't know about heaven and hell. All I know is what I see here. Make it count. And if in case you don't die, you'll live your life until you become old. So when are you going to live that meaningful life of yours? Do something that keeps you happy. I have this lady client who this year, she always wanted to do painting, painting and drawing. And she kept putting it off because she was working in Indian female, working abroad, moved at a very late age of 40. So, she is in a cashier and she does the cleaning and sorting of the boxes and putting packages. Not a very happy career, not a very great life. I told her, she had booked a session. So I told her, see, listen, sleep a little bit less, okay? Leave work a little bit earlier and spend that time painting, drawing, doing something that keeps you happy, okay? Just spend a 1 hour for you, not for the whole world. She took it seriously, and lo and behold, guess what? She never thought it would happen, but people, the neighbors and all that, when there was a garage sale, a flea, where you give away stuff you don't want, and she also set up a stall with a table with some of her paintings, and people actually purchased it. Now she's even getting gigs to paint some stuff in the house and paint the murals, and she's getting a little bit of money. She's not making tons of money. In fact, her employer, where she was working, he was pretty impressed, and he brought her into a new team, and they said, how can we make things more better with creativity? And she's even given from her time at work some extra time after work hours where she can teach the skill and get paid. So she's not making millions, but she's happier. So find out a way to make it slightly meaningful for you, whatever it is. Okay, going for a walk, being with a loved one, maybe even listening to music that keeps you happy. Allocate some time for you. Okay. Number 15, if I could redesign my career path, or if I wanted to make serious changes, what changes should I start now? Now till 2025. There are a lot of things we can do, a lot of things. We just procrastinate. We just say, I'll do it later. No, I'll do that course later. I'll do that training program later. I'll go to the mentor later. I'll make my CV better later. I'll improve on my communications later. Do it now. Do it and finish it off. I'm not saying do it with excellence. At least do it. At least get the ball rolling. Now comes the really deep stuff. Okay. The last 10. Number 16, what am I running away from? What am I procrastinating? What am I ignoring that I need to address ASAP? Maybe your house is dirty. Maybe your table needs to be clean. Maybe you need to sort out your computer. These are small things. Big things, maybe you need to sort out the relationship with your father, mother, because you don't know when they'll die. Maybe you need to break up from them permanently and never allow them to be in touch with you. whatever it is. Okay? What are you running away from? Maybe your relationship is fucked up. Maybe your work life is fucked up. Maybe you're living in the wrong country. Maybe in the wrong job. Don't procrastinate anymore. Make the change now. Start now. You'll not see changes immediately, but eventually it will happen if you take the first step now. Number 17, what is going to be my daily committed routine for the next 365 days? Every day we get up in the morning, brush our teeth, go to the toilet, poop, piss, whatever, have a shower, then eat our breakfast, sit down, check the smartphone, emails, messages, whatever. That can be a routine that you had. How about changing it? How about introducing maybe meditation, or maybe a podcast, maybe going for a walk and listening to something educational, maybe taking that black book, which I told you about, writing down ideas, maybe creating a new YouTube channel, maybe putting out content, maybe typing out articles, maybe networking, maybe spending, do something which will become your routine for the next 1 year. Whether you'll continue after that, we'll see later. Maybe it can be, I'll do 50 push-ups, 50 squats, 50 crunches. Maybe you can't do 50, do 5. Start somewhere. So, daily routine for the next 365 days of the year. Develop that skill, you'll get better. Number 18, what does an ideal, perfect life look like for me? How can I create it? A very simple, straightforward question. What does an ideal life look like for you? What is ideal? $1 million, having a Bugatti, blonde female, yacht, living in a Manhattan penthouse, getting married, having children. I don't know what it is. Maybe having a perfect physique, maybe having sex with a girl every day, maybe earning $1,000 every day, maybe investing in a business, maybe starting a business, maybe learning a new language, maybe spending time with someone you love. Whatever it is, you decide. But make it happen. You know what it is, make it happen. Don't procrastinate. Number 19, one of the most powerful questions. If I, instead of 25 questions, I had to ask only one, how would I ask this? Who am I? Who are you? Define it. One of the most toughest questions in the world. Who am I? Who are you? And then the side question to that, after you find who am I, what do you want? And go and get it. Number 20, what is the one thing if I do will change every single area of my life, will change my life forever and ever? What is that one thing? You understood what I'm saying or didn't? I'll repeat it again. There are maybe 20 things you can do. Go to the gym, read a book, listen to a podcast, lose weight, study, go to a mentor, complete your college is this thing. Many things are there to do. But what is that one thing, just that one thing? If you were to get it done, it will solve 90% of all your problems. Tim Ferriss asked this question. Let's say, for example, maybe the answer is, if I get double the salary, it'll solve 90% of my problems. You're anyway working 10 hours, 12 hours in the office. You're getting $10,000. What if they increase it to $20,000? Same work, little stressful, but $20,000. Or maybe it's not that. Maybe you should work a little bit more less for the same amount, and then you have free time to do something else. So what is that one thing? If you commit and you work on it and you achieve it, 99% of all your problems, or 90%, will be sorted out. Last 5. What am I truly afraid about? We all have fears. So, what is it? What am I truly afraid of? What is it that I'm running away from? How can I learn to face this fear of mine? Head to head, face it once and for all. Breaking up a relationship, blocking someone, getting out of the country, resigning from a job, starting a new business. What are you afraid of? What is your biggest fear? How can you face it? Oh, one day I'll lose my job. Oh, one day she'll leave me. Oh, one day I'll not have this, that, whatever. Face it. Because the more you run away from something, it'll come back. Many people, they always, I'm worried of, I might lose my job. A lot of terminations happening. Well, guess what? It's going to come to you. Before it does, face it. I'm not saying go and resign immediately. Work around it. If you know that job cuts are happening, start applying left, right, and center. Seek mentorship, seek guidance, contacts, connections. Go to the industry, go to events, go to seminars, go to conferences. Be super bloody aggressive in that. Speak to decision makers in your company. So when it does happen, you're already ready. Number 22. Just last 4 more. What is my definition of who I am, what I want, my true happiness? What is my real definition? Write it down and have it in front of you. Read it every day, look at it every day, correct it, mend it, change it, modify it until it becomes so perfect. It's you. So, define yourself. Who am I? What do I want? What is true happiness? Okay. Number 23. If next year is going to be the last and final year of my life, after which I will die, 2025, you came to know that you have a tumor, cancer, some bloody thing is going to happen, some prediction where you're going to die. You saw the crystal ball, airplane is going to crash or something's going to happen. You can't avoid it. How will you live the last year of your life? Next year, 2025, is the last year. What do you want to do? Have sex with 1,000 girls? Travel around the world? Buy the most expensive car? Eat the most expensive food? Tell all the loved ones you love them? Create a product or service that forever will change people's lives? Or dedicate to achieving your last and final goal, whatever it is. If 2025 is going to be your last year, how do you live it? Start now. Number 24, second last. What does personal freedom and true happiness mean to me? How can I bring more meaning into my life? What do you have to do for that? Love? Time? Money? What is it? So, what does personal freedom, true happiness, a perfect life, what does it mean for you? Write it down. Figure out a way how you can get this happen. Start now. And last and not least, question number 25. If I had no limitations, if there was no such thing as failure and it was guaranteed you'd never fail, what would you do right away? Darren LaCroix, who's a comedian and Toastmaster, stand-up comedian, he said, he was asked this question, what would you dare to do? What would you dare to do if you knew you could never fail? What would you dare to do if you'd never fail? He was a businessman running Subway sandwiches, shops, and other businesses. He said, I would be a comedian. And people were like, what? Are you going fucking crazy? You comedian, you're not at all funny. In fact, the only reason they laughed was because he said he wants to be a comedian and everyone knew he was not funny. Well, guess what? He not only became a comedian, he became the world champion of public speaking. He wrote down books, created CDs, DVDs, MP3s, and he teaches people comedy and he also performs in comedy clubs. He's not a multi-millionaire or billionaire, but he's living his dream. So my last and final question to you. What would you dare to do if you knew you could never fail? There are no limitations, there's no failure, and you knew there was guaranteed success. So these are the 25 life-changing questions I want to give you. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And don't write these questions down. Let others work hard towards it. But I hope you make a change in your life. If videos like this help you, let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your feedback. Good, bad, ugly, comment. This is me signing off. Take care.